Yes, thank you, Sam. That was great. We have with us Sheng, who is the marketing VP for Jingdong, also known as 360 Buy or 360 Buy. Hi. Welcome. And Li, who is the general manager of business development for what is now Youku Tudou.
Thank you.
Welcome, guys. And we have an empty chair, but I'm not Clint Eastwood, so what's the empty chair doing here? So no politics here. 近一点吧.
Okay.
Oh, 对, oh no, he has to stay there. Okay, we'll have an empty chair. It's the trend. So, great stuff, Sam. I lost you on the hair thing. Well, what is this hair of which you speak? I didn't understand, but sorry. Thank you. Hair growth. That would be on that one. So basically, we're going to be talking about the social revolution in China, revolution with a small r, maybe we could ask those who just joined us here. Perhaps you'd like to talk, Li, a little bit about video. Sure. I mean, it's not just video, into social video. Perhaps we can start off a little bit with the merger, because obviously we know there were these vicious competitors, and we've been hearing today how competitive China actually is. And you're now one with Tudou. So maybe a little bit on that, and then take it from there.
Right now, the #1 and the #2 online video sites did merged, and I think it's the largest event in internet industry. And we believe online video is one of the most dynamic media sector in China right now. And if you look at this total market size, and last year the market revenue reached $600 million US, compared with 2010, it reached it represented more than 60% increase. And what that means is $600 million US, that equivalent to 4 billion RMB. That means less than 3% of total TV spending. So we believe it's a new media sector, just a startup. So from next 3 or 5 years, it will keep a high growth rate. And when we merge with Tudou from user standpoint, right now we have more than 430 million population to use our video services, which is more than total population of the United States.
How do you count the 430 million? I mean, how frequently are they using your service? I mean, what's the sort of methodology in saying that?
Yes, we.
I mean, it's a lot. So
yeah, it's a lot. Yes, it's a lot. Yeah, this is we combine with both with Youku and Tudou. On a daily basis, we generate more than 400 video views or playbacks.
Viewer views, 400.
Okay. Yeah, and so since we have a huge traffic, and we have further monetizing this kind of traffic, and now. Right now, lots of advertisers now consider us as a must-buy platforms, and our converge as a further to push online video is a mainstream media solutions, and that will further enhance our ARPU and number of clients.
And break-even, we're not quite there yet in terms of, obviously it's helpful that you've merged. Yes, there was some content competition.
Contents, yeah.
You were competing to license content. That's less
and
now,
so when we have a huge scale, and we have very good monetizing capability, and since we have more resources to further develop our contents, which include our user-generated contents, and the licensed contents, and the self-produced contents as well. Since the main purpose of Chinese internet users go to online video websites, the main purpose for licensed content. Actually, China is very drama and movie-oriented content, so that's why we heavily invest our licensed contents as many as possible to bring our more competitive edge and provide a one-stop shop experience to the users.
Do you produce your own content, or are you buying it all in?
Yes, we buy the content from. We work with thousands of content providers.
Right, so
and right now, after the merger, the cost of content is getting lower. So you can see. One more thing that I would have to mention.
You were suing each other as well as bidding against each other before, so it was a fairly costly battle.
Yeah, so we create probably the largest online video licensed contents library, and both websites can use this kind of contents. So probably after merger, we have the largest content library in China, and we start to predominant user-generated contents as well. Since Youku and Tudou are more premium platform to provide a space for ordinary user to upload user-generated content as well. So you will see after the merger, we have a scale of user bases and contents and monetizing capability. We try to create a virtuous cycles, and they can promote each other.
I mean, I think the biggest question people have when they, initially people said, oh, it's the, you were both the YouTube of China, and there were two of them. In the case of YouTube, we all know it got bought by Google, and some say it couldn't really exist on its own. What do you say to that? I mean, if Baidu's not going to buy you, it's very unlikely. So what's changed to say that you can be an independent platform that doesn't need to get bought?
Compared with the US counterpart, our business model is quite different with YouTube. But even many Western people call us Chinese YouTube.
It's a default setting commentary on you.
It's quite differently. I think user-generated content is quite user-generated content is the main content combination of the YouTube. But in our platform, is more than 60 to 70% of our contents came from licensed contents.
Right.
So this is quite.
So the television market is very different in China from the US. So obviously offline, we see a lot of stronger growth in some areas in China because offline is not quite as competitive. We'll get to that in a minute with e-commerce.
Sure.
But in your world, what are you seeing in the offline world, the traditional broadcasters? Are they responding to your challenge? How do you work with them?
And we uniquely position ourselves as an internet television. So if you consider a platform, we rather consider us as a television. So I have some researches from many third-party research companies. In terms of your reach, we are followed by Hunan satellite TV stations.
Yes, if you were a channel, you would be right up there. I mean, in fact, bigger than most CCTV channels, right? Other than perhaps one or two.
In the future.
Right. Okay, so your reach is already equivalent to a large provincial channel like Hunan.
Yes,
right?
yes. And since we work with TV stations.
That's good news, but that could be bad news if they're not very happy about that. So, I mean, do you partner with them? I mean, how do you, for example, how do you work with traditional broadcasters at the moment?
We have give you very good examples. One of the most popular program, China Got Talent. But actually, this is a TV programs. But in China right now, we find more than 40% of viewership is came from like Youku and those kind of video websites. Right. So right now we get a lot of content from TV stations, and since 2 and 3 years ago we started to produce self-produced company. We have internal original content teams. Now we produce many contents, and in the future we're going to send this. So
you do produce content yourselves? Yeah, do you have studios? You have?
Yes, we have a lot of this kind of resources, especially after merge with Tudou. We further integrate with this kind of platform.
And do you have restrictions on the amount of foreign content that you can air? Because that certainly is the case on the traditional broadcasters.
Of course, yeah. This is from entertainment program is no problem at all. Right. So if you go to our website, you can we have a lot of Hollywood contents, both movie and series.
Okay. But if it's not entertainment, then it might be tricky.
Entertainment is also another big category for us.
It's enough. It's enough.
Yeah. Sure.
Because you were so eloquently setting the scene, before we move to e-commerce, do you have any quick questions or comments on that, Sam?
Yeah, I would just say, I mean, I've been in China for about 16 years, and I would say that...
He's a newcomer. That's all right. That's okay.
not as old.
No. You have your hair. You still have your hair. So.
But I do think that one of the things about Chinese TV is that, I mean, I can say I've been there a long time. It sucks. And so the internet in general, I think, fills this void of entertainment, information, and socializing. And so I think that Youku and Tudou, with the content they're bringing, both bringing the best Chinese content that's out there, but also bringing in Korean and Taiwan and American, European content. I think that plays a huge role in that.
Right. Whereas this is the answer to the these guys, the YouTube of China. Well, it's not really the same because broadcasters in the US are much more dynamic with young users. We've seen a growth in young users with shows like Glee and all that kind of stuff. So it's a very different world. Yeah. So moving on to e-commerce. So 360buy or Jingdong is a very famous, ambitious, aggressive company making lots of headlines in China. Perhaps we can hear a little bit of your story, and we'll dig into some of the battles that you're having, both with offline players and also some of the other online, the e-commerce players in China. So please, the floor is yours. 他用中文对吧？可以。
其实我今天坐在这里，大家会觉得非常的特殊和奇怪。
Perhaps you think it is quite strange for me to sit here today.
但是我觉得我坐在这里凸显了2个非常重要的特征。
But I'm sitting here because of 2 important characteristics.
第一是真实和诚实，我必须向大家承认我的英文非常的糟糕。
First of all is honesty. I must be honest and tell you that my English really sucks.
第二，大家会看到这里空着一个座位。
And you can see this empty seat next to me.
我确实不应该坐到那边去，因为这个座位就是亚马逊的贝索斯经常说的，他是用户。
I shouldn't be seated in that chair because that is for Youku.
Consumer.
用户 that's right.
Not Youku.
Consumer. The empty chair is the consumer. It's not the president of the United States.
坦率讲，这不是开玩笑。
And I'm actually not joking.
对于我们来讲，京东商城3608这样一个品牌，它存在的核心的价值就是我刚刚说的2点。第一，用户是它的核心竞争力。
So I'm going to talk about our core values at Jingdong. First of all, is our users.
而真正的坦率和诚实，必须是这个品牌的基因。
An important gene for a brand is honesty.
回到今天的这样一个主题上来说，
So coming back to today's theme,
我们一直在想，什么是真正的一个社会化媒体？什么又是中国的 e-commerce？ 什么是我们今天坐在这里一起在讨论的一种核心？
so what is this core to the Chinese social media or the Chinese e-commerce?
我的理解是互联网人格。
My understanding is about internet personality.
换句话来说，在我这里，从我开始登上3608这个网站开始，到它的购物的流程，到它最后这种配送的速度，到它售后的服务。
So beginning from the moment I step onto this platform of 360 and all the way to the provision of our services,
这样一种整体的体验是不是足够的优化？
I wanted to continue to optimize the experience.
买过一次以后还要再来买。
So if you have purchased one time from us, you will always come back.
在我们看来，这比什么都重要。
And to me, that is more important than anything else.
其他的众声喧哗、口水纷纭都是浮云。
And the rest is just empty talk or nonsense.
第二点，其实大家都能感觉到，最近好像我们京东在风口浪尖。
快点。
Recently, I feel that the media has a lot of coverage of us.
但是事实上，我们去透过整个这样一种就是价格战的表现，
But we want to make use of this price competition.
我们会发现，什么是线上生活的大趋势？
And we will realize what is the biggest trend of online activities.
也就是我们说，不是在比较 online 或者是 offline， 而是要去看到什么是一种生活，什么是一切商务都是电子商务。
So we are not comparing the online world with the offline world, but we are trying to find our life and e-commerce.
这不是比尔盖茨在说，这不是比尔盖茨在说，比尔盖茨。
And that is not for Bill Gates to comment.
这是我们今天在座的所有人应该是什么？下意识的无意识。
And that is about subconsciousness and unconsciousness of everyone sitting here.
所以我特别要分享，在我们在讲互联网人格，它到底意味着什么呢？
So I want to share with you when I talk about internet personality, what am I referring to?
它意味着我坐到这里来是一个真实的有缺陷的人。
It means that me sitting here means I'm really present.
京东商城也是一个虽然阳光、透明、公开，但依然什么？依然是有问题存在的一个企业。
So when you look at Jingdong, we are an enterprise that is transparent and fair, but we still have our problems.
重要的它足够的真实，可能有趣，甚至是有益。
We want it to be real, interesting, and more importantly, meaningful.
这样一种真实，它保证了我们能够去解决问题，去克服问题。
This Honesty will ensure that we are dedicated in resolving problems for our users.
所以在过去的7、8年里，
So in the past 7 to 8 years,
我们才能够收获每年是超过150%以上的一种成长的速度。
that is how we obtained a growth of more than 150% year on year.
这是我理解的互联网人格的第2个关键词，就是形势比人强。
So that is about gaining an obvious edge over our competitors, and that is the first key point about internet personality.
如果说优酷土豆的一种合并是一种大势所趋，那么我们说京东商城的成长更加代表的是一种什么？是一种消费结构升级的一种必然。
So if you talked about the merger early on involving Tudo, and you saw that was the inevitable outcome of the trend, I would say that what we do is the inevitable outcome of new way of consumption.
这是我分享互联网人格的第3个关键词，就是在于一切的媒体环境都不重要。
So what is happening in the media sector is not that important, and that's the third point I would like to share with you.
我确实要打击在座各位专业和精英人士的自信心。
I'm trying to crack down on your level of confidence.
因为真正的驱动的能力是汹涌澎湃的互联网民意。
So the real motive is the voice that is very strong and is coming from the internet.
我们把它称之为消费者反向定义。
And we call it the consumer's reversed definition.
只有互联网才能成就我们这个品牌，才能成就中国的电子商务，才能成就京东商城这个平台，才能成就我们在座的各位精英彼此。
And only the internet can save all the different brands in China and all the shops and all the operators.
所以我认为，我们在强调社会化的时候，我们要强调的是我们自己每一个人。
So while we emphasize socialization, we also need to put the emphasis on each one of us.
当我们真正去贴近用户，去理解互联网，去尊重什么新的这种就是业态的一种基本规律的时候，真的是一切简单。
So it will become very simple if you stay closer to our users and try your best to understand the internet.
这也是我们为什么去定义京东商城是互联网的优质生活入口的重要原因。
And that is why we call Jingdong as the quality portal of quality life.
这不仅仅是因为淘宝与我们有什么竞争的这一种关系。
That is not because of the competition between us and Taobao.
更重要在于，中国的消费者已经开始越来越在意什么是正品，什么是低价，什么是快速，什么是时尚，什么是专业。
This is more related to the fact that Chinese consumers today care more about what is low price, what is trendy, so on and so forth.
我们经常说90
That's a
后
lot of so forth. 等等 That's a great expression in Chinese, etc. Yes.
我们经常说90后，
We talk about the post-90s.
难道90后是跟我们今天在座的80后和70后差不多的一个数字吗？
Is that a similar figure to the post-80s and post-70s who are present here today?
不，
No.
最后是这样几个关键词送给各位：
Finally, I have some keywords for you.
这是一个消费即娱乐的时代。
Today is an era when consumption is closely related to entertainment.
这也是一个广告就是内容的时代。
This is about the content of advertisements.
这是一个解构就是重构的时代。解构就是重构，解构就是建设。
So structure is construction.
这是一个碎片就是无片的时代。
And we see a lot of fragmentation.
所以我们真的不要去想什么是电子商务。
So let's not think about commerce at the shop level.
因为我们在说互联网人格的时候，已经在说这个时代的玩法变了。
Because when we talk about internet personality, we must realize that the time has changed.
这不是工具，不是工具，
This is not a tool.
这不是技术，
This is not about technologies.
这是全新的市场。
This is a whole new market.
基于我们今天要打破和打碎的所有思维的一种重构，这是一种新的逻辑。
And this is a new kind of logic by breaking through new old mindset and thinking.
所以我经常分享的一个题目是：电子商务时代的互联网逻辑，它其实比什么都重要。
So when I do sharing, I always focus on this logic about e-commerce on the internet.
当然，如果有关于京东商城具体的问题，我也愿意坦诚的回答。
And I'm more than happy to take any other specific questions.
Okay, so we take a step back. I mean, e-commerce in in China is actually at an earlier stage in terms of percentage of goods that are sold online versus the market. So as we heard earlier, your expose that we're seeing big growth still in video and advertising spending. We're seeing the same thing with e-commerce. But we have some very vicious competition happening now in e-commerce. We've heard about Tmall. But we also have the offline companies like Suning or Gourmet or Gome, as you may see it. It's getting quite interesting to the point that the government is maybe getting involved in some of these price enticements. You said earlier you're going to save shops, you're going to save brands. I mean, one good thing that we can see about your service is, for example, you pay your suppliers much quicker than offline people like Gourmet and Suning typically might only pay for the sale back to the producer maybe 6 months, 9 months after. But it is true that you're helping accelerate payments terms, which is actually helping. Do you see other factors like that which are going to mean that you're going to win in this battle? I mean, you said you're focused on the consumer. Can you give me an example? How do you focus both on your partners and your customer?
这真的是一个我非常愿意回答的问题。
That is a question that I'm more than willing to answer.
因为首先，并不是谁的钱多和钱少的问题，
Because first of all, it's not about who has more money and who has less.
也不是资源多和寡的问题，
This is not about who has more resources or who has less.
它的本质是我们和消费者建立关系和不断的可持续的一个过程。
The key is about the relationship we have established with our users and how we can continue such relations.
我举个例子 ，for example，
For example,
譬如当你登录3w.360byte.com 的时候，
so when you get on board our platform,
那么你保证你的首页的载入速度足够的快吗？
do you feel sure that your speed is fast enough?
我们都知道，如果首页的载入速度稍微的延迟1秒钟，意味着你流失多少用户？
Because if there is just 1 second's delay, it could mean that you are losing many customers.
我特别骄傲地说，京东商城的首页载入速度，在所有的电商网站，包括刚刚所提到的苏宁、国美他们的这些网站相比的话，我们都是最快的。
And I'm very proud to tell you that among all our competitors, like Suming and Gourmet just mentioned, our speed is number 1.
So interpreter, you can work with Gourmet and Suning next time. They're much slower. He's very fast. 翻译太。
事实上，不管是线上你是不是快，也不管你是线下是不是快，关键是在于消费者他需不需要这种快。
So it's not about whether you're fast enough online or offline. The key is whether the consumers want you to be fast.
其实这在告诉我们，价格战它从来就不是价格战，
And we know that price wars are never about price.
它是系统战。
It's about the system.
它 PK 的是我们的运营的保障能力，是我们的售后服务的能力，是我们配送的承诺，是我们订单量暴增的时候，你能不能去兑现和履行你对客户的这种承诺。
This is about your operational power, this is about your after-sales services, and this is about whether you can realize your undertaking to your customers.
只不过我们说，我们形成的这样一种品牌消费的粘性，这样一种超越价格的一种敏感性，它是以尊重价格敏感性的方式来实现的。
It's just that for something that goes beyond pricing, we have to at the same time respect the prices.
中国有句古话叫做佛教里面说叫方便法门。
There is this ancient saying from Buddhism about convenience.
其实我想说，价格就是这样一个方便的法门。
So pricing is about convenience.
用户对你这个平台本身的这样一种什么交互性、这种互动所形成的一种消费的粘性，它才是不二法门。
So it is about this stickiness from your users, how they interact with your platform.
所以这就是回答了您刚才所说的问题：我们是不是足够的去尊重用户，去理解用户，去真正的去理解中国的电子商务的一种生态和它市场本身的这样一种什么需求？
So to answer your question, it is about how we respond to our customers' needs, how we respect them and understand them, and at the same time understand the ecology online and also the market situation.
只有我们自信，我们核心的这种竞争能力是用户体验至上，是以客为尊，我们才有信心去打好这场战争。
So we will always win the battle if we put the focus on our customers and rely on our confidence and core competitiveness.
很不幸，或者说是很幸运的是，京东商城恰恰在这一点上赢得了消费者的欢心。
And it has been unfortunate or fortunate, I don't know, but we have won the hearts of our users because of this.
当然，我们也会向传统的零售业态去学习，去尊重商业零售的什么本来的这种规律和它本真的一种起点。
But of course, we will continue to learn from the traditional outlets at the retail level.
这也是我们为什么在中国这个大陆大规模的去部署我们的这种仓储、配送和订单处理中心的原因。
And this is why we have coordinated all the dispatch centers and allocated our resources accordingly in China.
Yeah.
好，谢谢。So we talked a little bit. You started to talk about social commerce. I think the user's voice. I think Li, you're experiencing a lot more sort of social sharing of videos, and you had some examples. I think you wanted to share.
But actually, when we talk about social media, the first things immediately come to our mind social websites like Facebook, Twitter. In China, we have Renren, Sheng, Weibo, those kind of things. But a video, on the other hand, was considered a broadcast media to deliver one-to-many messages rather than encourage conversation and allowing for social contribution. But actually, video right now in China has become one of the most popular and fastest-growing media types to share in the internet. And I think when social and video get together can create a very powerful combination. I think that when social and video join force can address several business goals. I think two things which is very, very important for marketers and agencies. The one is for traffic, the other is for awareness. And from a marketing standpoint, I think social marketing is more about word of mouth based on your positive experience and trust. And video marketing is more about to make a quick hit with the contents and get a lot of people to talk at once. So here I have a very interesting case going to share with you. I will keep Mr. Wu's topic, keep Buddhist some things. And
you can't go wrong if you quote Buddha. I mean, who's going to argue?
Okay. And right now in China, there's a very popular monk. I think he is probably the most popular monk in China right now. His name is Yan Can. This guy, like all Chinese Buddhists, he spent all of the days to seeking for enlightenment. But unlike all of the monks, he used Xing Weibo and Youku as a platform to distribute his Buddhism wisdom. And he started to upload videos and write to microblogging since 2 and 3 years ago. But at that time, this guy is not that tech guys. He just think Xing Weibo and Youku are very good hard driver for him. And till several months ago, one video was digging by internet users and shared in the webs, and this video was viewed millions and millions of times. And the video is like this. This guy in front of the camera, he is doing preach in the Erming mountain, and suddenly several monkeys coming and harass him. But he still keep very calm and completed this preach. And I think his humorous manner and laid-back approach is really charmed the public, and which caused it's a very, very popular. And this video let a lot of people know Yan Can. And then those people go back to his Xinglang Weibo. If you go to his Xinglang Weibo, he probably have more than 2.5 million followers. Probably now I'm a big fan for him. And I have to say, he has very good productivity for microblogging. Since 2 and 3 years ago, till now, he already wrote more than 10,000 Xinglang Weibo, and he always constantly upload his sermon and lecture to our platform. And also, that drive more traffic to go to our websites to see his new episode of the lectures. You can see both social media and the video. They can work very, very good. So here, I want to highly recommend the Jim, right? The previous singer. He say he uses YouTube stuff that upload his video to our websites. They're going to pop in China. Okay, thank you.
We have to negotiate some IP there, but so Sam, you're commenting on how do you advise your clients in the world of video? Then is it so much bigger in China perhaps than in other markets?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Lee. I mean, I think video provides the content that can be shared on Weibo, because I mean, Weibo or microblogs is something you want. It's all about having good content, and I think one subtle thing, one subtle difference, or maybe not so subtle difference, but an important difference between, say, a Weibo and a Twitter, is that on Weibo you can actually you can put a video on Weibo and you can see, it's embedded in the tweet, so you can actually see the video.
It's not a link that you don't know what's behind.
Right, and I think that's one of the things that makes Weibo more compelling as a viral media versus Twitter, is that if you upload photos, you upload video, they're embedded in the stream, and so it makes going through your stream much more entertaining. And so I think that actually provides a lot of value to the video sites.
A good segue. The next question I was going to ask for each of you is the role of mobile in your business as we move into mobile. And I think the fact that you've described that Weibo is with a video link like that versus actually having embedded video makes it much more powerful. So how are you seeing mobile coming into, let's maybe hear from Jingdong, the mobile experience for your consumers?
我觉得毫无疑问，这是代表了未来的趋势，也代表了现在的一种眼镜的重心。京东商城在2011年有一款产品获得了这个中国年度最佳电子商务产品，就是我们的移动的app， 就是 APP。
Well, I can say that for the mobile side, this is definitely the future trend, and it's very important at the moment. Back in 2011, we had one product that won an important award, and that was our mobile app.
强调这样一种重要性呢，很简单，就像刚才我们在说这个微博或者是微信这样一种就是社交媒体网络一样，就是它本身手机就是我们的水、空气和土壤。
So we talked about Weibo and Weixin. Actually, mobile represent the air and soil and water to such platforms.
就像我们今天在座的各位，有多少人又在听呢？又有多少人在刷微博或者是刷 Twitter 呢？
So how many of you sitting here are actually looking at Weibo or Twitter?
既然它是我们的思维的介质，是我们一种生活的一种形态的一种嵌入的话，那么当然，移动电子商务的重要性就自不待言了。
So this has become part of our thinking and part of our life. So we can all appreciate how important mobile shops are.
对，我特别认同刚才这个几位嘉宾所特别提到的一样，就是说，当我们在讲这个社交媒体的时候，内容是一个非常重要的引爆点。其实，当我们在讲移动的时候，其实我们要看到为什么我们在使用手持的设备终端，手持设备终端跟电子商务的关系是什么？它到底在什么样的一种形态上是能够去形成这样一种购买的决策？
So I agree with what was just said about the importance of content for social media. And we need to appreciate why people use the mobile terminals and how does that relate to the shops.
这不是简单的所罗姆的关系，也不是说是这个大数据营销的关系，所以我们在组织结构上去保障它，成立了单独的事业部。
So we have set up this independent business unit to look into this because this is not just about data.
现在每天来自于这个移动设备终端的这种订单，我们已经达到了将近4万单，4万个订单。
Every day, we're getting about 40,000 orders from such terminals.
高峰的时候突破了什么7万个订单。
And during the peak season, more than 70,000 per day.
我们未来会看到这种比例会越来越加强和上升。
And we believe this is a rising trend in the future.
这也意味着我们会投入更多的资源，包括我们会利用优酷土豆的移动版。
So we're going to invest more resources into this area.
Of course, you're also selling mobile phones, which helps as well. So, comment on mobile video also and monetization as well, because we, with Facebook, there's a big question about monetization. Yeah. How do you monetize?
Mobile, I think, is very, very important for video websites right now, and we spend a lot of resources to further develop our mobile applications.
Can you sell ads on mobile?
Sell ads?
Yeah. I mean, people
right now, no. Right now, no. But probably quarter 4, we're going to launch some new product too, but most of it for pad. So we have different application for pad. Okay. We have a different application for multi screens, from small screen, middle screen, and big screen.
Okay.
So every application is designed really on the user's experience. So we believe pad is very good for personal television or personal
so
TV.
Beyond iPad, it starts to change.
So if you go to our different screens, you can find pad is a lot for long form content like drama and movies.
Right. That doesn't work on a.
Yeah, this is small screen like a phone, so we have more short form screen.
Does that worry you though? I mean, if you can't monetize mobile, I mean, if you can't sell ads or you can't have
we can
content.
Yeah, this is the technology is already there. In the future, we can monetizing those kind of traffic.
So you maybe give us just for the audience, like how does it work? I mean, you have a pre-roll ad or post-roll. I mean, when are these ads coming into the content?
Yes, we have for the pad size, I think, in terms of the long form content, we will set up some TV commercials, just like our TV set, the desktop.
But in mobile, you can't do long form as well. So I mean, the
big question is okay. Mobile devices,
but not the regular smartphone. That's
not regular smartphone is still. If you
but that's where a lot of traffic's going, right? Or you're not finding people are using it as much on your service. They tend to watch from an iPad or PC. I mean, how big is mobile phone traffic for you now?
Okay. According to our backend data, around 10% of our traffic is from mobile devices.
Okay, it's not that high.
Yeah, both for pad and cell phone.
Oh, that's including pad. Okay, and is it growing very fast? The
pad is included very faster. So, but one thing is, but actually the technology is already there. But a little bit worried about to add some TV commercials, since we needed to balance the user experience and TV commercials. But I think in the future, our application will be very Apple friendly, and the competition between Google and Apple in the US is going to finally drop off the YouTube as a default video service provider. But in China, they're going to have some particular functionality designed for Chinese users. So in China, for the upcoming iOS 6, they're going to work with us to put Youku as application in their products. And we're going to be very Apple friendly. Mm-hmm. And if you look at this new desktop operation system of the Mac, Mountain Lions, mm-hmm. they already integrated Youku and Tudou as a default video service providers.
Sam, what's your view on screen size? And some talk about the exponential relationship, obviously, between the size of the screen and your advertising potential, and similarly. But we're seeing a lot of growth in smartphones, as we've heard. Is that an area for concern?
Concern
for these companies, maybe not for, or even the companies you're advising. I mean, when they're looking at smartphones as a distribution.
Well, I think for something like Weibo, I mean, I think
it's not a problem, right?
Yeah, it's not that
it's
big.
Even better on a mobile, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's not that big a deal. I think that what's exciting about mobile and what a lot of our clients are talking about now is Weixin or WeChat, mm-hmm. And the fact that because WeChat is a real name network, it's linked to a mobile phone or at least a QQ number that's very CRM friendly.
Okay.
So clients are excited about the possibility of linking their existing CRM system to CRM data to WeChat data, and so that they can actually send targeted messages to people based on their profiles or based on their profiles coming from their CRM. And I think that's going to be a year from now. I think we'll be talking as much about WeChat as we are talking about Weibo. I don't think it's going to be an either or. but I think it's gonna. I think WeChat is gonna.
A year from now, he's saying. So, Tom, do we have a date for Social Media Matters 2013? Come on, give us a date.
Social Media Matters 2014, yeah.
14, okay.
2013.
13, okay.
2013.
And when's your Gangnam Style dance?
Gangnam Style dance is coming up.
Okay.
Don't leave the room.
I'd like to thank, before this, the panelists. Excellent job.
Yes, thank you so much to our wonderful panel in China. Thank you so much for doing it.
Thank you.